I am Shelby's favorite aunt, her mom's sister. And we've been married a year and a half.
What are the most important characteristics that assist in making a marriage last?
I also think that we're both mature, so we don't get worked up over the small stuff. I'm more thankful to have each other, and so I think gratitude for both of us definitely outweighs small annoyances here and there.
What is the importance of having a relationship with Christ for a marriage?
This is for Bible class, so very.
Yeah.
I think that it's kind of your compass. And so it kind of gives you direction for all aspects of your life. And so if you both have a relationship with Christ and are investing in that relationship, I think you're going to be, I don't know, your ships are going to be going in the same direction inevitably because you're working with the same compass.
So this is Pastor Hoham and Mrs. Hoham. We are doing the marriage interview for ethics, for theological ethics class for the 6 to 15 years married category.
What would you say the most important characteristics to your marriage?
Communication is huge. You have to, I love the book Love Languages, to know how your spouse responds, because you may not necessarily respond the same way that your spouse would in the same circumstances.
What is the importance of having a relationship with Christ for a marriage?
It is the most important part of a marriage, right? So if you think of your relationship like a triangle, so we have you, your spouse, and Christ. So theoretically, the closer you both get to Christ, you'll get to each other, right? And vice versa is true as well. The closer you are to each other, the closer you are to Christ, right? So
how does a marriage relationship change throughout the duration?
It changes. Well, I mean, it changes a lot. Your brains are not fully developed, so as you grow older, you'll mature, and the person you are married to at 35 will not be the same person as you were married to at 25, and that's a good thing, right? Ostensibly, the person should be more mature and more grounded. And so the good thing is that when you get married young, you get to mature and grow together, right? That's the idea. That's the way it should be.
I'm your mom.
How long have we been married?
I'm Isaiah's favorite friend, Mom, and we've been married almost 20 years.
That's correct.
But it's still
almost 20 years. It's just under, 19 and a half. Slightly less than that, actually. Oh, my name is Tavis. I'm your father. And not
Isaiah's favorite, not father.
What is the importance of having a relationship in Christ?
I've heard it described in a whole nother way, which I really like. If, as two individuals, think of it kind of as a triangle, right? As two individuals, if you're just trying to get closer to each other, you can't really do it very well. But if you're both seeking after God, by seeking after God, you get closer to each other through that pursuit. So don't pursue each other individually, both pursue God, and that'll bring you closer, which I thought was pretty cool. I like it.
Characterize experiences, events, or situations that challenge a marriage.
I think you realize that you can't do it alone pretty early, and you always feel like you're supposed to do it alone, but you're really not. And so, if I'm losing patience on something, Jen is able to kind of fill in the gap, and vice versa, right? So, helping with college applications, for example, is a pretty good microcosm of how good relationships should work. Is there frustration and trial and issue with getting all the tasks done? Yes. Are we better at it together than we are separately? Yes.
I'm Esther Schlicker, and I'm Shelby's grandma.
I'm David Schlicker, and I'm also Shelby's, but I'm her grandpa.
And we've been married 51 years.
Thank you for remembering that.
How does a marriage relationship change throughout its duration?
You start out and you're just the two of you, and then along comes the blessings that God gives you of children, if He so is inclined. And then you watch them grow, and then you can't wait for them to get out of the nest and go somewhere else.
You do everything together, and then as your family grows, you begin to have to make decisions about who goes to what ball games and stuff like that. So you kind of still together, but with family, it's somewhat divided sometimes.
Characterize experiences, events, or situations that challenge a marriage.
Well, I think the times when, what I was just talking about, when the kids are so busy and you spend a lot of time separate because you're going to different things, and your whole life revolves around your children. And that can be challenging because it's like you make decisions together, but you're not always on the same page. So having kids is just really a challenge.
Right worth it though.
So from this ethics project, I learned a lot. So first of all, the most important characteristics that assist in making a marriage last, or what seem to be after this project, are communication and trust, because you're not going to know what your spouse is thinking all the time, so it's important to communicate with them and talk to them. Having a relationship with Christ is very important, because by growing closer to Him at the top of the triangle, you're inevitably going to grow closer to each other. And then marriage changes a lot throughout its duration, especially if you get married when you're younger, because you're young, you're going to change still as individuals, but since you're living your life together and it's connected, you're going to hopefully change together and grow even closer. And then kids definitely challenge a marriage. They're a great thing and wonderful thing to have, obviously, but from listening to these couples, it can be challenging because it separates them, taking kids to one place or another, or one parent having to go to one game and another one having to do something else with the other child. So I can see kids are definitely a challenge.